So, what? Live now. We're live now. Okay, so let me tell you something right here. It's a little shoot. So, we have a technical producer over here. Our wonderful technical producer. Hey, Omega.
Yes.
So, what do we, when we have to go live, what do you normally do? Do you count up, or do you count down?
I usually prefer to go down.
Right, so 1, 2, 3 doesn't seem exactly to be the most, conducive way to start the show. Alright.
I suppose not.
Well, let's put it this way. We also swapped spaces with Netchester and Yankum because, well, this is Wicked Serious number 79. I'm Gunner. That's Omega BR.
I'm not very good with numbers, you know that.
Just as long as you can keep the men on one hand, my friend. Our producer this week is Yankum DDS.
And apparently, when I'm gone for 1 week because of shit, you guys forget that we have theme music, but that's okay.
I used the theme music. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we just didn't do theme music.
Yeah, you've been replaced, by the way.
You have been.
Someone became free within the last week that we would love to have as our producer.
Wait, so I'm replaced? You know what? I'm okay with this because that means I don't have to hang out with you assholes anymore.
Well, I technically retired last week, so...
Especially you.
Oh, God. And our wonderful guest. Our wonderful guest, Nat Jester's here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen!
News time. We do have somebody that we would like to replace with Yankum, and his name is Matt Stryker. Comings and goings. Matt Stryker revealed this week that WWE would not be renewing his contract and made his debut at the FWE Rumble 2 as a commentator, also competing in the Rumble itself. He signed with WWE in 2005 after making national news as a New York teacher who used sick days to wrestle in Japan, eventually becoming a commentator in 2008. Head writer David Kreitzman has given his notice just months after being promoted due to Eric Panowski's departure. He is a daytime Emmy winner and has been with the company for less than a year, leaving likely due to constant script changes and last-minute rewrites. Morale and creative is said to be very low, as the WWE has posted job listings for some positions held by long-term members. I think it's about time.
A shake-up at creative is always good. It's always sad, of course, when people got to lose their jobs, but who knows? Maybe this will make some better product. We've all been bitching about it lately.
Lately? Just lately?
Well, lately to me is within about 6 months to a year, so yeah.
I think it's less of a writer's quarrel than more of I know we give creative a lot of bunk, but the fact is it can't be an easy job trying to please them. This guy, he's leaving because of the numerous script changes, last minute rewrites, sometimes even while the show's going on. You hear stories from other former writers about how they would get called to go to Florida at 3 a.m, and then when they got there they would say, never mind. And, it's just, it could be a good thing, but I think there are more problems at the top that need to be addressed rather than in the pool of writers at the bottom.
Always gonna hear us be sorry to see Matt Stryker go. I really, really liked Matt Stryker, and I don't know what Woo had against him in a majority way. All I'm going to say is I'm going to miss the man. He was good on commentary, and he was also a semi-decent wrestler, and they need a jobber or two right now.
He was a little too excitable for his own good, and I think he even admits this. You know, when he was on commentary and such.
I don't know. I kind of like it when the commentator is marking out as hard as I am.
This is true.
Well, it wasn't really an attitude. It was more... He was a little too excitable. He was also a little too smart for his own good, you know. He wasn't bad at what he did. He was just, again, he was kind of a victim of what the top felt of him. Anyway, moving on, as you probably saw on last Monday's Raw, it was Stephanie McMahon confronting Caitlyn and the other divas on the stage, telling them to never interrupt her again. This was apparently a play off a real-life situation that happened backstage recently, where Caitlyn tried to get her attention while she was talking to someone and offended her. She, being Stephanie McMahon, also recently sold more than half of her shares of WWE stock for the sum of $2.62 million. There's no word on where this current McMahon family storyline will end up, but the rumor is that Triple H will take over for Vince as the highest power on screen. And the storyline is being done in the first place due to the USA Network requesting the family back as on-screen characters.
Oh, so we're sitting through Power Trip number 2 just because some yahoo at USA thinks this was a good idea?
Basically. I mean, they've always been pretty good characters, you know. But I think this current storyline is really... I've said it before, I don't see where it's going. And it's not that extremely interesting to me that, you know, with all the other things going on the show right now, for them to just pop up throughout for no really good reason except to kind of undermine each other, you know.
So apparently somebody at USA has been watching some Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era Raw. They're like, I like those McMahons. Please bring them back.
Well, either that or somebody there's a freaking glutton for punishment with the freaking reality shows.
I was really weirded out at the fact that they brought them all back, and like I said, this reeks of WrestleMania 16, only without Shane, who's the, you know, interesting person in the group. But at the same time, why? But why? This makes no sense. Speaking of things that make no sense, the Associated Press picked up the story of a 13-year-old charged with second-degree murder after killing his 5-year-old half-sister, allegedly through practicing wrestling moves, quote, WWE style, on her while babysitting, including beating and slamming her. The WWE released a statement including the facts of this case are clearly point to a lack of parental supervision and a teenager who had a history of violent behavior told his 5-year-old stepsister. It is illogical to conclude that he repeated brutal and ultimately fatal beating to a 5-year-old little girl by a teenager would be confused with the imitation of WWE action seen on TV. This reeks of the case in Florida, who at least 13 years ago, who was the exact same situation. 13-year-old kid, you know, a teenager kid, killed his little cousin or sister or stepsister or whatever by using wrestling maneuvers.
No, here we go again.
I'd just like to point out the sort of irony that someone behind WWE is applying logic. Just think about that for a moment.
Rather not, it makes my head hurt.
Legal team.
Yes, they're the only ones. They're paid to do that.
I don't know if you can really attribute it to wrestling moves per se. It does, by the sound of it, seem to be more of a continual beating that isn't this. It's not like he gave her an attitude adjustment over their staircase or anything like that.
Yeah, it sounds more like the lines of this went on for a long time, and the parents, for some reason, didn't stop it, and the final beating was given with wrestling moves. I mean, you could give a final beating with any kind of moves, but yeah.
For all you ROH fans out there, you might have known that the Best in the World pay-per-view this weekend had some trouble, some buffering issues, rendering whole matches unwatchable. Well, Ring of Honor has decided to assuage this. They will be having no more pay-per-views. Rather, they will offer the events on video on demand the day after each event. Meanwhile, there seems to be a developing situation involving the Briscoe brothers, including the current Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Briscoe, and their departure from Ring of Honor for the time being. Details are pretty sparse right now, but the rumor is that the team may have been signed to a bigger company, perhaps getting a deal with WWE, or that they're simply unhappy with the current situation in Ring of Honor and are taking a hiatus.
So, they're pulling an outsider's move now, are they? That ought to be interesting. But I'm really a little bit shocked to hear, not the Briscoe situation, but the iPay-per-view situation with ROH. I thought their technology and stuff was better than that. And I'm really shocked to hear that they've got any kind of video-on-demand deal.
Well, Ring of Honor's had some trouble in the past, talent-wise, as far as just talent relations. There's the whole Kenny King situation. And,
Colt Cabana, anyone?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, though, this Sinclair backing, that's kind of telling to me. They have this backing by Sinclair, and you would think other companies do have smooth iPay-per-view broadcasts. It's not always perfect, but it's smooth enough to be watchable. And why they can't, get it done themselves, especially with this backing, I don't know. It kind of proves that Sinclair doesn't seem to really have a lot of stock in them besides owning them. To me, anyway. It seems kind of sudden that they would just kill iPay-per-view altogether.
It just seems kind of weird to me that they've always had problems with pay-per-views. I really think that if they went away from this and they did what they're saying that they're supposed to be doing, that's a really good idea. But why is Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe leaving the company? That's really, really weird, considering that they've been in ROH for the majority of their careers, ever since pretty much ROH started. Seems kind of odd to me. I got some oddballs for the news here. The Wrestling Observer reports that Colt Cabana was approached by WWE recently and had 2 tryouts with them as a color commentator. But at last word, no job has been offered yet.
I'm sorry, but I do want anybody else, Colt Cabana, color commentator. How would that not be the greatest thing ever?
It could be. It very well could be. The Examiner, via CinemaBlend, reports that the script for Terminator 5 is being written with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in mind to star with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, God!
Oh, boy. Mick Foley and John Oliver challenged Zeb Coulter to appear on The Daily Show to debate on immigration. That was a really cool segment. John Oliver ripped off his sleeves and pulled Mick Foley onto the thing and was like, hey, we're going to do this. Bob Holly has been doing interviews to promote his new book and says that Heidenreich showed up late and threatened to beat up both Johnny Ace and Vic McMahon, leading to his release. And Jack Swagger was found guilty of DUI and speeding at his trial today, sentenced to 6 months probation and $500 fine, paying all court costs. Alright. We're going to go quick here, and we're going to go straight into our 15-minute time limit. This week we are going to be talking about Money in the Bank. The participants for the Raw Money in the Bank were announced this week. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Sheamus, Christian, Kane, and Rob Van Dam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the Money in the Bank match. This is the first time I believe that 7 people have been in this match, and I was curious of what the other panelists thought of this current crop for the Raw Money in the Bank, assuming that this is that this isn't the only Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's good, I guess. I mean, you got Punk, Bryan, Orton, Sheamus, Christian, Kane, and RVD in there. I don't even know how to begin to predict this. Is Punk gonna get a third win? Is Daniel Bryan gonna get pushed to the moon, brother? And maybe get a Money in the Bank, his second win? There's Orton and Sheamus in there. Who knows with those two? I could totally see WWE having Sheamus win. Christian probably not going to win. Kane probably not going to win. Rob Van Dam, that's a toss-up. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
I don't see RVD shooting straight to the top there.
Really? Okay, because we all know that they probably brought him in just for a spot monkey and to just, kill the numerous spots of Money in the Bank. But I'm a little bit concerned because Money in the Bank, the spots there, you can almost see them coming now. So unless they freshen things up and have all new spots, I'm really worried that even though we've got a ton of talent in the ring, especially one of my all-time favorites in RVD, will this be the same old all over again?
I don't even know that RVD is as good a spot monkey as he used to be, as far as doing crazy cool stuff. I don't know how much flippy shit exactly we can expect from him, but it won't be the same amount of flippy shit that we saw from him years ago.
He'll probably do all his standard stuff, the spinning heel kick and the leaping back kick and rolling thunder and all that stuff. I don't think he'll be falling into any ladders or anything like that. Honestly, I think the big winner, the favorite to win, has got to be Daniel Bryan. You have all these rumors that he's being set up for a big title match with John Cena, and after this whole thing with Randy Orton on Raw, I mean, at the end of Raw, he was made out like $1 million the way lately, just in these triple threat matches, and now here with Orton making him a tap out. Assembly, and I think Bryan has got to be the favorite to win that match.
He's certainly the person that I would like to see win most.
Although I'm kind of wondering myself. You have all these bigger names in the Raw or the WWE title, Money in the Bank. I wonder who's going to be in the World Heavyweight title, Money in the Bank.
Well, let's get into that then. So the World Heavyweight title Money in the Bank match has not been announced yet. I don't think even spoilers for it are up yet. So, if you were to pick 7 people, assuming that there's going to be 7 people, and throw them into a match, what 7 superstars from SmackDown would you put in? Now, normally, I would put in Sheamus and Orton, but since they're not in it, since they're in the Raw one, who do you put in the other one?
Lol, JTG still employed.
Oh, ouch. You had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Be realistic here.
Well, there are still mid-card people who could be put into it. Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes, for example. Possibly Dean Ambrose if he doesn't have a United States title match on the show.
Ooh, Cape Town werewolf himself.
Justin Gabriel, yep. I could
Yes,
see him getting shoved in there.
Cape Town Werewolf, sing this song, doo-da. Oh, sorry.
No.
They'll be the token crash dummy since Kofi is injured.
Oh, yeah. Let's get Sin Cara in there. Again.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
Let's not.
So he can
We
die
don't
again.
want anyone to die, Net Jester. Why would you suggest that?
The returning Evan Bourne.
Oh, yes.
Dear
I
God,
completely
I just-
forgot about him.
I just came.
Antonio Cesaro.
Absolutely. Cesaro.
Definitely.
Cesaro, Swagger, Barrett, Miz. Sorry.
Fandango if he's healthy.
Fandango, and one more.
Well, I'm just going to come out and say it. He's, even though he still has his return match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and he still wants to win it there, it's a good possibility we might be seeing Ziggles in this again.
That doesn't make any sense. He's got a
Well,
return
they've
match.
done it before. Now, hold on, I think they've done that before. Say the world title match is first. Ziggler loses, but because Del Rio cheated, Ziggler gets implanted into the Money in the Bank, and he wins it, and then cashes it in. It's possible. It's not.
So like that elimination chamber where Edge beat the crap out of Kofi Kingston and stole his spot. I'm okay with this.
Personally, though, I would rather, since it seems pretty. Even if Bryan doesn't win the WWE title one, pretty much all former champions in that match. I would rather see, for the world title one, somebody who, hasn't been a champion who would, again, do that whole, kind of like Ziggler previously, hasn't been the champion, waits to get that big moment, kind of why Money in the Bank was made in the first place.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay. I'm going to pick my underdog comedy segment. Ricardo Rodriguez.
Everybody say it with me now. Chimera, chimera, chimera.
I think I broke Yankum.
Crickets.
I'm a little surprised they've already announced, I think, 7 matches for this card. And it's still 3 weeks away.
4, actually. We've got, we got Mark Henry and John Cena. We have Ryback and Jericho. We have the Money in the Bank match, and we have the World Heavyweight match.
Well, we also have Ziggler and Del Rio, which has been announced. The
The
Usos.
World Heavyweight match. Oh, yeah, the
The
Usos.
Usos versus the Shield has been announced.
Well, we all know how that match is going to end.
Sad but true. I would love to see the Usos get a title reign, but I don't think it's going to happen against the Shield. They're too much of a popular juggernaut right now.
Us, no.
I guess it's only 6 matches, but still.
Gazoon type.
Jester, that joke only works if what the person said sounds like a sneeze.
It did to me.
That's a question. Who do you think they're going to put in against... why am I spacing names? I should have gotten high first, and then I would not space names. Who do you think they're going to put up for the U.S. title? I don't think they'll give Kane another shot since he's in the Raw Money in the Bank.
I know who.
Who?
What's up?
No.
What's up?
No.
I could see that.
No.
What's up?
No.
Because it's like a throwaway transitional type thing. And truth,
I expect that to be on the first. I expect that to be the first match of the card. Actually, I expect that to be the pre-show.
yeah, truth is pretty good for that whole thing. Again, if they don't put Ambrose in the Money in the Bank, which I kind of don't think they will.
That would be cool. Ambrose wins Money in the Bank, takes the World Heavyweight Championship, and holds the that and the U.S. He holds the U.S. and the World Heavyweight Championship. The other two members of S.H.I.E.L.D. have the tag teams. That only leaves the IC title and the WWE title for them to have every title and be the greatest thing since Evolution. And I would be okay with that.
I really just want to see Miz take a giant spot off the ladder and then get injured for 9 months.
Fuck you, buddy. That is not cool.
Blood, his Achilles or something. I hate Miz.
Not cool. Oh, I don't
like he wasn't.
Let's wish an injury on the guy. And let's remember that it wasn't that long ago that you fuckers did not hate Miz's guts when he was a heel.
Well, no, this cheesy babyface crap, and he's like, I'm Ric Flair light. Yeah, Ric Flair only works for one person, Ric Flair. Ask anybody else that tried to imitate Ric Flair.
Took his gimmick from.
AJ Styles calling on line 1.
I still...
Reed Flair calling on line 2.
I still like Miz, but... Actually, that brings up a good point for these last couple of minutes. If they're going to go the route of Ziggler becoming a face to Del Rio's heel, I'm afraid, because every major face is the same in WWE. Cena, Sheamus, Orton to a point, Miz, and it's that goofy Nickelodeon, bubbles coming out of their butt and making jokes about it type of face, and that's not Ziggler at all. So that makes me nervous.
Well, there's one other thing to think of, too, and that's if Ziggles goes face, will Big E and AJ have to go face automatically, too?
Well, no. They can be whatever they want to be, but AJ and Ziggles might not last too long, which is the problem. Alright, so who wins? Final call.
RVD.
And?
Your face?
I'm gonna say Bryan and Cesaro.
We got like less than a minute left.
I'm not touching this with a 10-meter cattle prod until I find out what the SmackDown Money in the Bank looks like.
I will go Bryan, and I will go, I'll go Ziggles, and I'll go same night cash-in. And then Bryan cashes it in at SummerSlam.
And wins.
Alright, that's it for the 15-minute time limit. Catch us again after the break for segment number 3, Kayfabe Issues. Talk to you guys in a second.
Baby shoe.